Melty Blood. Oh, Melty Blood. When we think of Melty Blood, what do we think of? Fast pace, movement, air footsies, crazy combos, offense, shield RPS, the soundtrack. Yes, Melty Blood's soundtrack is iconic. Writer's work has been well cherished amongst fighting game fans alike. You don't even need to be a Melty Blood fan to understand that there are major bangers amongst all the different titles of Melty Blood. I think it's about time we give Raito some love, and I put together my top 10 favorite Melty Blood songs. Now, this list has not been easy, guys. There's a lot of good candidates amongst all these Melty Blood games, right? There's some of the classic era, there's some Actors Again era, and now there's some Lumina bangers too. But I think I've broken it down, and at the end of the day, I'm just trying to start discussion on all these songs because they're all amazing. And yeah, if you haven't listened to the Melty Blood soundtrack, if you haven't played Melty Blood, go ahead and give it a try. I recommend it 1,000,000%. But without more delays, guys, let's get started. This is my personal top 10 Melty Blood song. So number 10, we have the classic netplay Melty Blood stage. If you have netplayed Actors Again, you know classic home evening party, and you know the song attached to this stage. Yeah, Elegance Summer. So the thing about Elegance Summer is that it's such a peaceful track, and this stage itself is also just very simple, right? There's no animations playing, that's what makes it very popular to netplays and whatnot. The thing about it is that the piano is just very, very classic. And it's just such a nice feeling you get. Very cheerful, and in some ways I kind of relate it to the whole plot with the Tono family. I think this kind of reflects to me that bright side of the Tono family, that side that the Tono family shows to the world, right? Such an influencing family in the world of the game and things like that. That's what I think about it with this song. It's just, you know, these high class, refined people. And you know, inside there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, but that's topic for another day. I really think this song relates really well to that, and it's just a very enjoyable track to listen to. Now, this is number 10. This is not my favorite one. In fact, it used to be higher way back in the day, but I've listened to it so much, and there's so much history in this stage that I'm kind of burnt out about it. But it's still an excellent song, and I needed to shout it out. Even if I'm a little burnt out about it, I still think it's really relaxing at times. And I just put it on from time to time when, you know, I'm just not having a great time, and I just feel way better. So number 9, and we're already starting with the surprises. So yeah, number 9 is gonna go to the training stage of Melty Blood type Lumina. Now, this is the perfect training stage OST. In my opinion, it's the best one that I've ever listened to because it just gives you this positive vibe. This is such a Raito style. It's so hits. You know, you can feel it in the track. And the thing is, this is the track I want to put in the background when I'm grinding. You know, like I think when you turn on training mode and you know you're trying to figure out stuff, you want to grind sessions, you want to become better. This is just the perfect vibe because it's enjoyable. It's not gonna be a bad time. You're gonna have a great time. You're gonna learn new things. You know, it's gonna be a blast. And that's the vibe I get out of this track. So I think that's why I have it up here. Now, this is also the new netplay stage. Yes, this is the stage that everyone is picking right now to play online because it doesn't have animations. You know, it's low resources, and that's very important when playing online. We don't want any lag. We don't want any problems, right? So it's probably gonna start getting into people's heads, similar to our previous spot, to Elegance Summer. But for now, I think this place is higher than Elegance Summer. I just really enjoy the track. I listen to it constantly. I just randomly turn on the game, laugh for 10 minutes, just to listen to this track, just do whatever I want, and then I go about my day. You know, so it's one of these tracks that I don't mind listening to on a daily basis. Yeah, that is gonna be our 9th spot in our list. It's gonna be the training stage of Melty Blood type Lumina. So number 8, and we're already starting to hit the bangers, man, already. So fun fact, this is actually the first stage I played in when I first played Melty Blood. My first stage was this, and I remember. I can tell you this was the first stage because I remember the track. You know, that's how iconic this song is to me. So yeah, this stage, just a classic Melty stage. You know, like, it's a stage that has been changed over the years. Both versions of the song are pretty similar, except maybe the chorus part has changed a little bit on the versions. But I would say, again, the Actress Again version just beats it. Raito really nailed these re-recordings, these remastered versions. And yeah, I just think the vibes of this version are so on point. You know, like, I don't know, it's just this tune. You just want to dance to it. You just want to vibe, you just want to move. A lot of style to it. It definitely fits the fast-paced tempo of a Melty Blood match and makes it feel like you're dancing with your opponent. And I really love that, honestly. And it's a track that a lot of people reference, definitely in a lot of people's top 10s, a lot of people's top 5s even. But this is my list, man. We gotta move along. But I will say, yeah, this is one of the classics, one of the ones people always look to. And this stage is really popular because of this track, honestly. A lot of intensity, a lot of rhythm, a lot of movement, and yeah, just good vibes. Now number 7, and this is when it starts getting tricky, guys. The track that we have here is an absolute banger. It's called Rhythmical Bustle, and yes, it's one of the classics. This one, maybe even more than Modernism Street. This is one of the tracks that makes me think that I'm so happy of being part of the FGC. I've listened to this at tournaments so many times, and it's always good vibes, you know, everyone just singing along to this. Is that energy that I get from events that I really enjoy. And at the same time, I really related to Aoko, to the character the stage is associated with. She's pretty wild, she's so unpredictable, you never know what to expect out of her. I think is some of the best combinations of just raw stage. There's not even animations on the back, it's just, you know, like a street, like a little bit of nothing, and a banger on the background. So many iconic moments have happened on this stage, and yeah, it's just amazing. And I think if you're from New York, you guys really enjoy this track. I've heard you all sing along to it. That energy just brings a smile to my face, and yeah, it's just one of these ones again that really represents what Melty Blood is all about. It's all about the fun that you can have. It's all about this movement, this dance that you do with your opponent, man. Such much energy that goes along to it. So that's why Rhythmical Bustle is on the 7th place on my list. Number 6, and this is one of the tough ones to do, guys. This one is a little bit special, and the thing about this stage and this song is that you cannot even access it through normal means. This is a hidden stage, only supposed to be used at the end of Ryogi's arcade mode. So this is reserved for that part where Ryogi Shiki fights Tono Shiki, the two mystic eyes of Death Perception users fighting each other. Such a good moment, of course. And the thing about it is that, yeah, it's just a bit from Melty Blood stage, you know, with different sky. What's so special about it is the track you're listening to around now. It's called Tsukimorino Toki, and it's a banger. And I think the lyrics themselves really capture it for me. I think it's just the atmosphere is top notch. It's one of the best at adding atmosphere to the stage and the situation. You know, and I did my research about this, and it seems that this particular fight between Ryogi and Tono is actually one of Kamone's favorites, you know, one of the main developers. And that is so cool, you know, that they actually really enjoy the media that they're making. And I want to shout out some of the lyrics. They're super cheesy, but I get to give you shout outs to Ryo RCA. I think it's Ryoka, the name of the actual artist. So, of course, this is all very fitting to Kanano Kyokai, Tsukihime, all these super cringy stuff, edgy, that we really like. Yeah, so I'll just translate some of these lines for y'all. Once the night is over, the two of us will be apart, vaguely seeing the sign of dawn on the water surface. I am not beloved as I used to be. I am sorry, but I'm holding this blade in my hand now. That's the chorus of the song. So it's a very short tune that repeats itself, but I think it's just perfect for this situation, and they really nailed it. So I gotta give it up. I am a big fan of some of the other places, lower places in this list, but this one just adds the most atmosphere, man. It's one of the best pairings to stage and music and situation. So I have to shout it out on this place, man. So 6th spot goes to this track. We're starting the top 5 with yet another surprise, and yes, I will say this is indeed my favorite track in Melty Blood Type Lumina. I just think the emotions, everything about this is perfect. So we were talking a little bit about the criteria that some of these songs have to be on my list. It's not just that the track itself is good, it's how it's used inside the game, right? And how it relates to the characters. And I think this one nails it. So this place is so important in the lore of Tsukihime, right? And it brings so many nostalgic memories for the characters involved and to the readers alike. I think they managed to captivate that emotion perfectly. So yeah, there is this feeling of, the old days were really good, and now when the guitar hits, I can feel so many things. I feel maybe regret from the past, hope for the future. It's very hard to describe, but it's an energy that just combines a lot of emotions, powerful emotions. Such a great mix. Very, very well done. It's one of Raito's best work in recent years, absolutely. So, if there's a reason why this song is being played right now all over the place in Melty Blood Type Lumina, I think it's because a lot of us can relate to it in some way. I think a lot of us, outside of the combat, when we're just listening to it in training mode, or maybe on our way home, or doing anything, we can reflect listening to this, to fighting game music, and I think that is amazing. So yeah, Raito outdoing himself, one of his best work, like I've been saying. I will say it's a pretty short loop, but I think it's long enough. It's a track that's gonna be stuck in your head. It's a track you're gonna remember. And yes, absolutely, right now is the best track in Melty Blood Type Lumina for me. Number 4 is gonna go to one of the classics. So this is one of the tracks that makes me think about Melty Blood. This is one of the tracks that makes me want to go back to church, man. The energy displayed here is insane. So yeah, I don't know, man. How did Raito manage to create such a banger for a church theme, a stage? But it just works out so well. Such an epic magnitude, like I've seen a lot of grand finals played out here. I've seen a lot of good sets here. Lot of energy. It's just one of these stages where all the instruments just play in harmony. Very difficult to explain, and very important. I am giving shout outs to the classic version. This is the version that plays in React, in Akadensa, because I just really like the chorus part, or I'll say the main part of the track. I really just like how it's interpreted, like I think the low version, as I would like to call it, just fits better. I really like the rework on Actress Again, but I have a big gripe with the Actress Again version, and is that the stage is actually locked. The stage is not in the base game. You can unlock it using cheats, and if you play the community version, it's gonna be unlocked, so you won't even notice. But back in the day, I didn't have access to this stage, because we couldn't just break, we had to wait until the cheat engine was made for this, so we could actually play into it. So I have a little bit gripes with the Actress Again version, but this classic one is just reminiscent of watching old footage for this game. That's what it reminds me of. And those days are amazing for me. So I attach these feelings to this stage. So yeah, I gotta say, if I gotta pick one track that just has the energy of Melty Blood, the speed, the intensity, I will choose Basilica over all the other proposals I've given. They're all amazing tracks, but this is the one that sticks to me, man. To start off our top 3, it's what I would call a proper final boss theme, even though this is not even the stage of the final boss. The vibes, the epicness, the intensity is the one of a final boss. So yeah, this is this song attached to Hime's stage. So I know this might be a very controversial pick, because I have shown some bangers. I've left some fan favorites, out of this list altogether. But this track in particular It's one I can listen to anytime I play a serious set. And I think it's one of these ones that is attached to the atmosphere. It's again, you gotta look at the stage, you gotta look how it fits the character involved. I think it's perfect. It's the perfect representation of the strongest being on planet Earth, in my opinion. So if I had to choose, it would be something like this. So why do I like it? Well, it is kind of known that I'm a fan of tracks with lyrics and chorus. Big fan of chorus. And of course this track has it. So of course I'm going to be biased towards that, obviously. It's my list after all. But I just feel so calm, you know, like, yes, Hime gives this threatening energy, aura. You're fighting a godlike being. But it's just calm, you know, like, she doesn't give you that fear of death. That's kind of what I get, you know, it's like a peaceful death that you're getting, like a merciful one. Getting philosophical or here, but no, those are the feelings that I get out of this. And I just think it's an amazing work. So I don't know what is the chorus people involved here. I don't know if there's samples. I really don't know, and I wish I would know a little bit more about the, you know, what goes behind making this track in particular. And it's also, particularly, it's a very short loop again in this case, and I feel it's because the chorus section and the beginning part are so iconic that they're gonna be stuck in your head. Like, you don't need anything else in this track. It's done. You know, like, I think it's one of these cases where Raito chooses well, and just keep a track short but iconic. I think that's one of the things that he's very good at, and he nails it here. And it's just a lot of epicness on display. I couldn't leave them down behind, and for me, it's way better than anything else I've shown. So this is the beginning of my top 3. Now, if you know me, the next 2 choices are pretty easy, but I still think some people might be surprised. Number 2 is a track everyone has listened to a lot. Actors Anteroom, the character select theme of Melty Blood Actors again. Oh boy, where to start with this one? Well, first of all, can we talk about how this is the greatest character select theme of all time? I think so. I think so a lot. I think throughout this top 10, I've talked a lot about emotions. I've talked a lot about how these tracks make me feel, how I think these people want you to feel, and I just feel this mysticism that we're about to get into an unknown world, and for most of the Western world, it is a mostly unknown world. But it's so exciting, right? Like, there's these undertones of energy, and the flavor text in the background, the character portraits, the colors, it all works in harmony to power this track to legendary levels. I can't even describe it. I don't think I have words in English or Spanish or any other language that I know to make it justice. You know, it's one of these tracks you can just put in the background. You can just chill waiting for your opponent to pick their character. It doesn't matter, you're not in a hurry. You're just banging, you know? So yeah, Actors Anteroom, not even a stage. The character select theme, in my opinion, the second best work that Raito's ever done. Now, number 1 might be a little surprise for everyone. If you know me again, this is pretty obvious. So here we go, number 1 incoming. So number 1, you may think it's just Temple of the Seven Heaven, aka Truth from Melty Blood, but it's indeed a triple tie because these tracks are all the same song, the same composition, which is just Melty Blood. There's 3 different versions across our titles. Melty Blood, the opening of the original game, Beat from Melty Blood, which is the song in Aoko's stage, and Truth from Melty Blood, which is the song you're listening to right now. Remember when I said I'm a fan of chorus? And for me, it's unbelievable that they were able to, make a version of this song with a chorus and something so epic. Now you would think, Scrot, we talked a lot about how the stage made you feel and how they fit the characters, right? This is literally just a church, right? It's just church music. And yeah, it's just church music. But I think that's kind of the point, right? It's a place that's supposed to be sacred. You're not supposed to be fighting here. And I think that's kind of funny in some way, right? Most of the time, in arcade mode, this stage is used to start a campaign and then someone interrupts and you have to fight. You're forced to fight. So I really like that idea. I really like that juxtaposition of, yeah, this is not the most energetic track. It's not the one you listen to, you know, to go work out or anything like that. But it's just a very well done composition. And the reach that the singer manages to get, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, I wish I had more information about the singers. Maybe if Raito sees this video and he wants to answer some of the questions, I would love to have a follow-up discussion, maybe with some of his favorite tracks, and talk about it, you know? But yeah, I want to shout out Truth from Melty Blood, Beat from Melty Blood, and Melty Blood. These three songs are iconic. They define a generation. They define the series, they define the tone, and they all give different vibes altogether. So the original, which you're listening to right now, just a little bit instrumental because I don't want to get DMC 8. It's the perfect anime opening, in my opinion. And remember, this is definitely the way to open a visual novel of this magnitude. If you want to be a sequel to Tsukihime, you definitely better deliver. And they really did. Now, Beat from Melty Blood used to be a final boss stage, and what a final boss stage it is. I think it's still one of the best stages for epic final boss fights. Absolutely. Absolutely epic. So the thing about it is that all the versions of Beat of Melty Blood are bangers to me. I like the original, but I really like the modern one. So in reality, I'm also shouting out the original Acadenza version, the React Acadenza version, shouting out the Actors Again one, shouting out everything. Raito, you are a genius, and thank you so much for your work. So this is an honor spot because I kinda lied on the previous spot. Truth from Melty Blood is my favorite song from Melty Blood, but it's not my favorite song in the game. Kara no Kyokai is my favorite song in the game. It is so good that I didn't even put it on my list because it would beat everything like by a mile, and I'm not even joking here. So why didn't I put it on number 1? Well, truth is, this is mostly a guest song. I believe this version is indeed composed by Raito, but is a guest composition based, of course, on the Kara no Kyokai movie series. So I didn't think it was fair to add something of this caliber into our discussion. And this song has a very infamous reputation of DMCAing people. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm risking copyright with this. So that's why you're listening to a pretty messed up version of it. I apologize for that. But yeah, this track in particular, let's talk about it. In my opinion, it just shows who Ryogi Shiki is. It shows the badassery, shows mystery, uncertainty, a lot of energy. I think the chorus part, of course, chorus come back to me, shows part of the inner struggle of Ryogi, right? Like, it's very deep to her character, and how the movies and the novels are definitely a study of the character of Ryogi Shiki. I just can't believe that this track just has that much energy, and as a fighting game theme combined with this stage from this iconic scene of Novel 2, perfection in video game form. So yeah, I just want to shout it out, the true final boss of the list, Kara no Kyokai. why can't I show you the real version? So this is indeed my top 10 Melty Blood tracks of all time, guys. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit me with the like and subscribe. Comment your favorite ones. Tell me what you thought of the list. I think I actually have some tracks that may not be as popular, but you know, I really like them and I really love talking about the OST of this game. It is excellent. I like many of the tracks, so I'm very open to listen to your guys' taste. And yeah, let's just enjoy Melty Blood. Let's continue to spread the love. Alright guys, I'm Scott Vermillion. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.